Hi everybody, this is a response to one of the YouTube gurus. I'm sure you guys have heard of her, IX Love X Makeup. She did a retail etiquette video. When I seen this video, like, I went crazy because everything, like, I swear, it's like we work at the same store, but I guess it's retail in general. I have been working at a certain company. It's a well-known company ever since 2006. I was in the juniors department of that department store for 4 years, and I recently got moved to fragrance. But let me tell you about how the customer, the consumer should act in a department store. I didn't write anything down. I don't have any lists because I can just go on and on and on about this. I'm going to keep it hopefully short, but let me just tell you guys some things that customers do that you guys just shouldn't do. Just follow these rules. She pretty much touched everything that bothered me as far as, like, in the clothes department. I was a fitting room for a majority of the time, but I did do some other stuff. But when you try on clothes, Jesus help me, bring them out of the fitting room. Like, that is number one on my list. Like, nothing irritates me more than when people try on stuff and then they leave them in the fitting room. It's one thing to leave them hanging up, which I do appreciate because I can just grab them out and keep going about my business. But when a customer leaves them just everywhere and they just leave them on the floor, they're in piles, and then, like, if something had been left previously from another person, the next person does the same thing. Like, is that setting an example? So because you see someone leaving their clothes in the fitting room, you do it too? I don't get it. Like, that is the most sloppiest thing ever. And then it's like grown women who do it. And just bring your stuff out of the fitting room. If anything, bring your stuff out. Price checks. Okay, I don't mind price checking something for you. But then when you're like, oh, well, it was on this rack over here and that said 75% off and bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, ma'am. I didn't make the price. Like, I didn't make the price of these clothes. Like, you really just have to take it for what it is, because sometimes things can be misplaced. A customer could have picked up that item, put it on a wrong rack, and then you pick it up thinking that it's something extra off, and it's not. That's not the associate's fault. I didn't make the price of the shirt. I didn't mark it down. You guys just have to live with it. So, whatever the machine says it is, that's what it is. I can't knock it down any more than that unless my manager says, okay, override it, get this person out of my face. And that's most of the time when we override it. It's not because you're right. It's because our managers want us to get you away from us. That's pretty much it. When you're looking at a sign, don't just glance at it and say, oh, I saw these numbers 70%, so you automatically assume 70% off this price. Clearly, when you read these signs, it'll say 70% off of the original price. It doesn't say 70% off the clearance price, the sale price, the markdown price, the red price. It says 70% off the original price. All you have to do is read. Another thing, your kids. Oh my gosh. Your kids. Like, is it really necessary to bring your kids shopping with you? That drives me crazy. Like, if you're shopping for clothes, why do you get a babysitter? Where is the father? Where is the cousin? The aunt? Whatever. Like, really. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had kids running around in our department, taking our stuff with clothes and then going through everything, messing stuff up. And then the worst thing is when they spill, I was about to say the S word. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, Come on now. You let your kid run around, all over the department, and they get something out of the vending machine and then they spill stuff. Like, leave your children at home. That's just a personal preference. Oh, okay. This is just like me being mean. When I'm, like, doing something, like, okay, if I'm on the register and you see me ringing someone up, don't come up to me saying, excuse me, can you let me in the fitting room? Or excuse me, can you tell me how much this is? Or excuse me, I need you to help me over here. I'm with someone. Like, I have a customer. Like, wait a minute, just wait to the side. Well, I had the rudest people, and they just be like, excuse me, while I'm ringing somebody up. What is your logic? Sometimes people expected you to jump over the moon for them, and like, dude, you're not even my blood relative. Like, come on now. Okay, they'd be like, okay, I need you to find me an outfit. I'm going out. I have these shoes. Give me a shirt and some pants. I'm not a personal shopper. Like, I'm a sales associate. My job is to, okay, I'm not a personal shopper, first off. We're not supposed to go out and find your outfits. Not at this store. We don't do that. We have people for that. That's what you need to go do. You need to go find the personal shopper and they will help you. 2 or 8 by now, whatever. Don't tell me what my job is. Don't do that. Like, you can't piss me off more than that by saying it's your job to do so and so and so and such. Were you there when I got hired? Because I don't remember you at all. Like, come on. You don't go to someone and be like, it's your job to say so and so and so. It's your job to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, honey. No. Like, we do have a life outside of our jobs. Like, this is not our careers. Like, for some of us, like the young ones who've only been here for a few years, this is not our life. Like, we have a life outside of this. We have stuff going on outside of this, and we're trying to get away from this. We're just doing this to take care of what we have to take care of now. That's it. Like, this isn't my life. If I lose my job, I'll be sad. Like, I'll need the money, but it's not the end of the world. That's what people don't understand. Like, they think that this is our everything. This is like our job. This is what we're so much passionate about. No, it's not true. Sorry. I've only been in fragrances for a little bit now, but I will tell you what drives me berserk. We're on commission. Okay, and when I was in the other clothing department, I wasn't on commission, but we're on commission in fragrance. What samples do you have? What samples do you have? None for you. Like, for real. Like, that's just me keeping it real. I have a drawer full of samples. Somebody comes up to me saying, what kind of samples do you have? None. I don't have any. I'm sorry. I don't. Because we don't work like that. Those samples are for people who are spending their money buying things. They're the ones who get the free stuff. If you're just coming up to me saying, oh, I need some free stuff, or, oh, I'm allergic, so I need to test it out before. If that's the case, spray some on you right now. Squirt, see how it works, and if you like it, come back, and then I'll give you some samples. But don't just ask me for like a handful of samples, because it's not going to happen. No. Another thing that irks me is when people walk around the counter. We have 2 counters. They walk around the counter, circle, figure eight. And then I spend 30 minutes with them and they don't buy anything. Like, that whole time I was with you, I could have been with someone else. I don't get it. Why did you just waste my time? I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh, another thing. I told you, I've been in retail for too long, so there's just so many things that bothers me. When you're shopping in the clothing section and you see that the sales associate has just cleaned up the rack, don't go shopping on the rack all crazy. Like, okay, I'm not saying not to go look through the clothes, but when you're just like, looking at all the clothes, like, seriously, that type of stuff gets you cursed out, like, on the low. Just don't do it. As a customer, I mean, just be considerate. Be considerate of the person who has to clean up after you, because there is someone who has to clean up after your mess. When you make a mess, someone has to go behind you and clean up, and that's not our job. Our job is to be there for you, to give you customer service and help you with what you need, and then to bring your purchases up or whatever, and to help you find whatever you need to find. That's our job. But then don't start doing all this extra stuff and then telling us it's your job to do this. And that's a sure way not to get help. And so hopefully you customers who are out there and do these things, let it click into your head. This is not right. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.